at best. Are you guys ready for this matchup between Optic Gaming and Splyce?
Was that to your liking, Jack?
That'll do.
Here we go, game one of this best of 5. Who will move on? North America's Optic Gaming or Europe's Splyce? This should be a fun one.
Off the break, we're following Crimsix, the winningest player in Call of Duty history in LAN championships. Playing for his life right now in this middle hardpoint. Optic Gaming out to an early lead, but that's expected when spawning from this rock side.
Exactly, they get the favorable spawn, but the test is going to be, can they rack up some time and then push through the spawns, flip them for the next hardpoint. Scump gets a 2-piece, but Zero and Mad Cat still left standing, and you'll see they still control the left side of that minimap as Optic Gaming spawning in hangar.
Optic Gaming gonna have to fight for these spawns. An awkward cluster grenade there from Jerd actually kills his teammate, and that might be the green light for the green wall to push on through. It looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. The slow push now towards this new hardpoint, and look at these yellow arrows on the map. Splyce spawning out. This might be a blessing in disguise, though, as they've got a great timing to flood through to this new hill.
It is, and thankfully, I mean, if you're Formal, you're able to trade that out. You lose that fight, you give the 2-piece to the Splyce player inside a turbine, and things might go very differently. But as I say that, Splyce busts right back through.
Absolutely.
They get a solid timing. One spawns out. You see that number 7 at 0. Depending on when he's able to get in the action, this could be deadly for Optic Gaming, or this could be a fantastic break for Optic Gaming.
Oh no, I think it's going to be the latter. Scump at 6 and 3, another 3 streak from him. Look at the challenge on the 0. He's confident right now, Maven. Optic take back control of not only the hill, but the lead, as they're now up by 5.
Exactly, he gets there like 2 seconds earlier, maybe able to make a play, but as it stands, Optic trying to grow this lead. You'll see one player in 0 has already rotated all the way over to hangar at the top right of the minimap, so he's going to spawn his teammates there as they're getting set up with, but that was 20+ seconds left in this hardpoint. They're giving it up. They want to make sure they get set up for a solid hold and hangar. The question is, how is Optic Gaming get set for the break? It looks like they're going to get a scarab out from Crimsix.
Yep, so Crim will sit in that old hardpoint, call on the Scarab, so they know it's only going to be three pushing forward for OG. Scarab now in, they're going to try to follow this one up. Scump plays his life, he gets 0 weak. Great communication there now as the pinch comes in. Jerd and crew have their hands full. The green arrows surrounding. Karma with 1, Scump and Crim with the others. A clean a break as you can get there for the green wall.
That was flawless. They want to play behind the Scarab. They do just that. Communication and trading seem to be on point thus for Optic Gaming. Splyce absolutely still in this. And, you know, you have this lead with Formal, who has been the statistical leader for pretty much all players, is 1 and 4 right now. It's Big Daddy Scump that's 10 and 7 leading the way.
Yeah, Scump, he tweeted just before this match started that he spilled a bottle of water all over his pants.
Okay.
Who knows if that'll help him here. Might be a new fad that people will start. As now Jerd just staying alive, dancing around with his hardpoint. He gets challenged by Karma. Wins the engagement, 0's there for the trade, so Splyce will get the scrap time, and that'll bring this game back within 10 seconds.
Getting right back into it. 0, he's on your screen right now, and he has been a truly special player throughout this year. I know a bit inconsistent recently, but when he is on point, he can be considered the best player in the world, and they need him at that level to beat Optic Gaming.
Well, you look at the abysmal start Formal's had. 1 and 5, only 6 seconds in total for his team in the hardpoint. If he can begin to heat up, you expect Optic to run away with this map. Again on rotation, OG get the kills they need, so they'll force the spawns out for Splyce. So far, the last 2 make it even 3 hills. Optic have won the gunfights on rotation. That's why they have this lead.
They absolutely have, but they haven't been able to really get that full hold and push this lead. Splyce did a good job getting at least the tail end of that hangar hardpoint. Can they fly in now to drill? 3 kills go the way of Optic Gaming. The first push from Splyce shut down. Mad Cat needs to stay alive here. He's going to need help from his teammates, but Formal able to pick him up, but it's a 2-piece from 0. Make it 3 from 0 that cracks through with 10 seconds remaining. It's not a lot of time, but it's something.
Hey, you know what? Splyce are keeping this one close. Again, the worry for me, when Formal begins to ignite, how do Splyce stop the slaying presence of this Optic Gaming squad?
And I know you've mentioned it a couple times, but it's because we've seen it so many times.
Oh, yeah.
Whether Scump start slow, Formal start slow, there's a reason they average around a 1-2 when it comes to bracket play at major events. They are going to pick it up at some point. The question is, can Splyce withhold that terror when it comes?
Well, from 1 and 5 to now 7 and 6, Formal's turned things around. Optic out to a 30-second lead. Scump, I can tell you, man, his gunfire is looking good right now. 14 and 13 from him in this map. Karma just playing this hard point, doing what he does best. He's the guy that makes sure Optic Gaming wins games.
And when you're at a central hard point like Bridge right now and you can spend 10 seconds without having to shoot your gun, the rest of your teammates picking up kills around. But now the break comes in for Splyce. 2 kills in a row for 0, 2 for Mad Cat as well. So far, from a slaying standpoint, it has been the 0 show for Splyce.
Yep.
he's going to need the other guys here to certainly step it up.
This is a key rotation for Splyce. They're going to begin to move towards this Turbine side. Slaying about dead even between these two teams. You've got 4 members of Splyce here, only Karma for Optic Gaming. He's now dead. A great push from Splyce. This is an example, Maven, of now where they've got to hold 30, 40, 50 seconds on this hill.
This is huge for Splyce. What a fantastic push on through as they wiped out everybody. Now, can they deal with the opening? No Scarab. Yes, there is a Scarab to play behind. Formal's going to call it in. Will that be enough to damage someone to maybe push on through? They play behind it, but Mad Cat ready and waiting. Kills one, tags up the second. Jerd there to pick it up. Formal, the last man, pushing the outside from Optic Gaming, but Scump and Formal actually both here. They're trying to crush on through. Scump with a big 2-piece as they've made the play.
I think that's a perfect example of what Scump was talking about in the interview I did with him yesterday. He said our hardpoint's looking great right now. Look at the coordination each time Optic go for a break. They follow up the Scarab. They have their game plan, and they follow through with it. There's no hesitation on the team, and so far it's working out flawlessly.
Right? I mean, both their breaks, the tough ones, into Hangar, into Turbine, have both been behind that Scarab. You can see they are on point right now with these retakes. A big part of why they're leading the game right now.
Scump heating up, 17 and 15. He's got 2 players around him, does get cut down. Splyce again on the rotation. Last time it was a Scarab that broke them on this hill. I don't know if Optic have any to work with, and as I say it, Formal snaps. He's now 10 and 2 since his 1 and 5 start.
Yeah, you knew it was going to happen, and that's a big 1v1. When you're going up against Zero, you know, kind of your counter in this game. The guy, if he's going to light you up, it's going to be him. Winning one-on-ones like that can be crucial to racking up a lot of time. Now waiting on the next approach here from Splyce.
Oh gosh, he spots him. I mean, Optic are only outslaying by 3 or 4 kills right now, Maven, but it's where the kills come in. Take note, the bottom right of your screen, Formal, about to earn that FTL jump. 1 kill off the Trinity Rocket, an example of one of those streaks and abilities that can help close the door on Splyce here in map 1.
Well, here we go. He might find it. You see on X-ray, he's got one top right.
Bye-bye.
Got it. Tries to get away with his life now. Maybe he can get the bombardment as well. Streak up to 5. And the poor start seems to be all but a distant memory.
Oh, most certainly is at this point. Does he find the 6th streak and the bombardment in the next few moments? Optic now with their biggest lead of the game, up by 80. Formal and Scump, the duo, slowly pushing up. There it is. FTL earned, bombardment earned. And this lead from Optic Gaming is holding strong.
And these are why streaks are huge. He's going to use the bombardment there at Drill to try and clear it out. What does he connect with? Well, he forces one right into him. Streak up to 7, 15 and 7, minute 16 in the hard point. The streak continues to go. Formal on cruise control right now. Finally, Vance able to take him out.
Folks, he was 1 and 5. He's now 16 and 8. He's got 15 and 3 since we critiqued him earlier on. He's also now leading his team in objectives. So when he had the least objective and least kills, he's now right up there with the rest of the squad. OG still up by 70. Splyce, I mean, they're not having a terrible map. They're just being simply outplayed by Optic Gaming.
They certainly are right now. And I think it comes down to those 2 breaks behind the Scarab, right? And Hangar and a Turbine that turned into what? 30 to 40 points on each for Optic Gaming. You can look back at that. It's a coordinated take. It's perfectly done.
We've talked about the ups and downs of Splyce so far this year. They were your stage 1 champions, but since then have looked like a shell of their former self. Optic, though, look cool, calm, and collected as they won the most recent major tournament at stage 2. 233 to 149, maybe they want to shut the door here.
Let's see if they can win it on bridge. Scump leading the way, runs into several players from Splyce. Formal now with a lot to deal with. The FTL, the slide, but Jerd, the fist to the face, able to take him out. Krim, next man in as they continue to flood. Don't want to give Splyce any time to breathe. Kills really just going back and forth. And yes, we have seen some crazy comebacks, but I just don't see how you come back from this large a deficit. 2 down, 3 down. The 4th down.
It's all muscle now for OG. Scump 25 and 20. Reactive armor earned. He's challenging everything he can. GG, map number 1 goes to Optic Gaming in dominating fashion.
It was all about the search and destroy woes for Optic Gaming coming into champs last year. This year, your primary concern as a fan or viewer was the hard point. Looking good right now.
Yeah, and again, if there's a silver lining here for Splyce, they are 5-0, undefeated in search and destroy so far this weekend at the Call of Duty World League Championships. a must-win map too, in my opinion.
And the last person you saw on your screen there was Zero, and he started out very good. He was dominating. You know, Formal starts slow, Zero's crushing. That complete, you know, it's like this, just completely flipped over what the second half of that game as Formal started to dominate. Obviously not the sole reason they won. I still think it's those 2 breaks behind the Scarabs.
Oh, exactly.
Just perfect coordinated takes on the 2 hardest hard points to break. Fantastic stuff from Optic.
And listen, everyone's experienced it, right? You get a slow start to a map. Some people have it more than others, right? Everyone knows that one friend. Mine was my buddy Vega. He would always be terrible at the start of maps and be holding us back. There it was Formal. They were basically playing 3v4 and staying even with Splyce. Then Formal kicks it into gear like he does, and you look, it was what, almost a 3-minute swing in time.
Yeah.
We can't stress it enough. Formal's that good that he will find his groove and take over the map.
And it's worth mentioning, they were already up 22. Like, they were winning at that point as well. So I think that's even the scariest thing. When you say it was a quote-unquote 3 versus 4, they still were in the lead. All right, shot of Scump there. One of the greatest players in Call of Duty history, searching for his first Call of Duty ring. Is this the year? Will 2017 be the year that cements his legacy as one of the greatest? I got a feeling.
I think Mad Cat and crew, they're not going to go down easy here. I feel confident in them here in Search and Destroy. Going into map number 2, the question for me, the sniper play, the first bloods we saw with Envy and Ghost in match 1, how key first bloods were, especially for the side of Envy to take that map with ease at 6-2. Will it be Splyce or Optic Gaming who will find the advantage here? If you're just tuning in, this is the Call of Duty World League Championship presented by PS4. $1.5 million on the line. These 2 teams won the 2 biggest events earlier in the year. Stage 1 champions Splyce, Stage 2 champions Optic. And that man on your screen has won more LAN championships than anyone in Call of Duty history at what, 31? Is it 31 now?
Yeah, I mean, he could very well go down as the greatest. You know, we had the conversation the other day. It's like, if this team wins champs, who do you call the greatest? Karm with the 3 rings, Grim with all the champions and championships, and there's Zero. You know, one of the best players in Europe last year, continues to dominate this year. And that's one of the biggest storylines of this matchup. I know opinions change throughout the course of the year, but right now, coming into this weekend, Splyce, the best team coming out of Europe, Optic Gaming, the best team coming out of North America, and they're meeting in winners round 2.
It's insane. The talent that's here this weekend still going on the Bravo stream as well. We've got 2 broadcasts live at once. Get both open, and that sign says Scump is my daddy. Okay, well, you know what? Welcome to champs.
He's going to be a great father someday.
He really is. As Seth probably not thinking about having children right now on the main stage. He's got a Search and Destroy to play, but here we go. It's game number 2. Optic Gaming versus Splyce. The green wall up 1-0.
Offense first for Optic Gaming. Checking Crim's POV. He will typically be the off man on a lot of these maps. Let his teammates play the 3-man front as he deals with pressure from multiple angles. He gets several here, 1 shot. We'll see as he wraps back. Formal hit with attack, but now out to plat.
Now, Formal peeks and says, no, okay, I see a 0, I'll back on up. 4 versus 3 for Splyce as they look for the retake.
Formal now pushing into market. You see on X-ray, he's got 2 just on the opposite side of this wall. He's got a little help to work with in Karma. They start to push forward. He's tagged up and dropped. 4v2, make it 4v1. Scump, last man up. Just got to defend this. There's only 19 seconds. Scump can win this round.
This is absolutely possible. This is 100% possible. Scump gonna see the second. Tries to challenge. He's gonna have to check his bomb too. Gets Bance 1 shot. Slides on out. Peeks the bomb. Sees a player. Can't get it done. If he did that. Oh my goodness. He just barely spotted him, but couldn't land the bullets.
It's like he got like an awkward bounce there, right? He saw him for a second and couldn't pull the trigger. That second. Oh, it's like if he didn't land on the ledge. Exactly. I thought it was a bounce. He didn't land on that ledge. That's what didn't give him the angle. He lands right before that. He might be able to make the play.
Wow, so close. Mad Cat and crew, they get first blood, and they use that advantage to win the round.
And you got a big first round there at a 0. Remember, this is a guy, when you look back to Stage 1 playoffs, statistically, I mean, his KD overall was insane, but his Search and Destroy was otherworldly. I mean, it was amazing to watch. It's like he was dropping double digits every single search. Great first round from him.
We're talking a lot about E-United and Clayster, a crew that many people think could challenge out of Optic Gaming for this title. They just won their matchup on the Bravo stage. If you're just tuning in from that match, this is 1-0 Optic Gaming over Splyce. As we've just started up Search and Destroy, Splyce get a free plant here, and they'll back it up. Post-plant setup, this is exactly how they wanted this round to go.
Let's see how Optic try to retake this. Zero, worried about the flank, snaps. Nice shots on the Crim6. Karma now hitching forward. He sees one, trying to line him up. Advance wins another 1v1. Another terrible situation here for Optic Gaming as they're in a 2v4. Scott's trying to turn the tides. Formal doing what he can to do damage in the back. Now though, left alone. Time against him. Nothing he can do. No
shot at all. There's a reason why I said it was the exact start to the round that Splyce wanted, because look at how impenetrable that setup was. 1-0 gets that kill on Crim6 on the flank. That round's done. There was no chance for Optic to win unless there are some huge blunders by Splyce.
Yeah, I mean, once you get that set up, it's almost on Krim. Like, he has to win that 1v1. And that's not a 1v1 you should win by any means. But if anyone's going to do it, maybe Krim will be the guy.
Hell, he's sprinting into the pre-aimed AR.
Exactly. I'm surprised he got him that weak.
Yeah, but look at Zero. He's not running the Scarab. He's going for 3 of the higher tiered streaks. Scorchers you can get away with on this map because of that long bridge that you can launch them down. Typically you don't see it. Jerd with the beautiful first blood onto Krim, but a quick trade from Scum.
And Jerd, he dropped 16 last night on Crusher. He was an absolute animal.
He spotted Karma. He should challenge
flying at him, Karma. Bye-bye. 2 kills now. Working on the ace is Jerd.
He's going for the 3rd.
Yep. 3rd in the back. That's going to be Formal to deal with. Scump now gone. Formal by himself. Ooh. Formal gone. 3. Oh, Splyce. Crushing right now here in retaliation.
Not surprised to see it. They're undefeated in Search and Destroy so far this weekend, and the thing we've always said is, in competitive Call of Duty, S&D wins championships. And if they can keep this up, sneak a respawn off Optic, that might be their recipe for success.
Which is, I mean, again, Optic's bread and butter. I mean, they're good at all modes, but their search has been unbelievable. Yet they come in and get smoked 6-0 here by Splyce. Obviously, I mean, Splyce can take a respawn.
Formal, Crim6, and Karma a combined 0 and 9 to start this map. As I say that, Krim does get the first blood for OG, as Bance will have to run for his life.
I think that's the first blood Optic has gotten. That, oh god, wow. Krim was losing that one for sure. Mad Cat able to trade it out, but he should be shot in the back in a second. Looks like a round may finally go the way of Optic Gaming, but Bance, don't count him out yet. 1 versus 2, making it a 1 versus 1. Formal, last man up, not in a position to trade.
Formal's nowhere near him. Bance can absolutely take this round. Let's see the timing that these two players get. 45 seconds remaining. Bance is going to continue to stay active on the map. He might have a chance to secure this round for his team to put his squad up 4-0. As again, both players just dancing around each other.
It's a guessing game right now, right?
Yep.
Just trying to get what information you can as you clear around the map. As soon as Formal goes to check the opposite bomb site, Bance wraps back.
And that stage is set.
Now he knows what's up. 1 versus 1. Formal, Bance.
Look, if he gets this kill too, he'll get closer to that camo, earn the Scarab. Bance for the 1v3, gets it done! You can't give those up if you're Optic Gaming. You see the hype from Splyce, and it's for damn good reason.
Bance has been so good. So good. I mean, I feel like, again, he's been overshadowed maybe a little bit by Zero this year, but
yeah.
I mean, he was the best player at Champs last year, probably outside of John, who won MVP. I mean, he might have even been better than John that event. I mean, Bance was incredible.
You could have made a case for him to be MVP of Champs last year. You could have made a case for him to be MVP when Splyce won Stage 1 playoffs. That obviously went to Zero. But either way, Splyce up 4-0. Karma at 0-4. Rough map for him.
Bance just waiting behind cover. Looking to push forward. He's tagged. Krim, a first blood there. It's back-to-back first bloods now for Optic Gaming. The question is, can they actually turn this into a round win? Jerd getting aggressive. Jerd punished. 3 versus 2 now in favor of Optic.
Absolutely still winnable for Splyce, and especially with this positioning Zero's about to find himself in. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. If he turns his corner just in time. I think he does spot the player on the wall run. There goes Crim6, 2v2.
Let's hop over to Formal if we can. Nope. Yep, he just took out Mad Cat. Zero now by himself.
Wow, okay. Going for the hype challenge. 1v2 again, take note, his streak was ended. And with this little time left, I mean, he's got to get moving. Takes 7.5 seconds to defuse the bomb, so he has 15 seconds to eliminate these two players or make a play for that objective.
Spotted 1. He's trying to push through. He's running from him. He should have the kill. He's right next to him. Can't win it. That was awkward, but Formal gets the better of him, and he did not have a lot of life left.
Not at all. We'll see it again here from Formal's perspective. As again, just so happens to hop right in front of him. There he is. Formal cuts him down to put Optic Gaming on the board.
Yeah, you see both POVs. Very, very awkward gunfight. Formal gets the vision first and able to barely take that gunfight.
And even that's one that I feel like Optic, they get a 4v2 advantage. I still don't feel comfortable for them in that round.
It's true. Karma still looking for his first kill.
Woo.
Optic Chance starting in the venue, trying to give their team a little bit of energy as they've been flat throughout this one.
Karma yet to find a kill this game. This could be his chance here. Goes to peak plat. There it is. Gets first blood.
That's a nice win too. Erad against K-Bar at that range, especially flying out like that. Good first kill. Scump able to take out the Scarab before it. Damage to 0 now, waiting at the bottom of the scaffolding. Will they check it? Yes, they do. Scump with a kill. 2 versus 4 now. Can Mad Cat and Bance make the clutch? Well,
nope.
Got scary there for a second.
FTL jump earned for Formal. I believe he'll get a streak from this defuse as well. Optic slowly fighting back in this game. What was a 4-0 lead for Splyce, now down to just 4-2.
Trying to think of the last crazy comeback Optic had. What was it, the 1-5 versus Luminosity?
That was a while ago.
That was a real long time ago, yeah. But I mean, they're rare. We've seen a lot of 2-5s. Right now, 4-2 still very much alive in this, and it seems like they're starting to get in the groove. Formal 225 off the Trinity Rockets.
Crimsix spots multiple players here from Splyce pushing bridge, and he'll call that out to his team. Should be a fast plan for Optic Gaming, which, again, playing off information, super key in search and destroy.
Crimsix tags one up and backs out.
So now, are they going to flood through, or are they just going to play for bite control? This might be awkward for Optic. Zero with the chance to play the pinch. As yeah, look at the pressure. Here it comes. Zero's there. Gets the first blood for his team. Second kill. Gets Formal one shot. Can't clean it up.
Somehow Formal lives through that, and they do get the trade. 3v3. Jurge soaring into bike. Picks up a kill. Is anyone going to stick this? Formal has a chance to make a play. I believe they're on it. Someone's got to check it. Someone's got to check it. Someone's got to check it. No one does, and that's a defuse for Splyce.
Not planted for market. Optic get full control of the site. Because I don't know if they had anyone plat, but since they did it, they had no confidence to plant it for this top market area. And because of that, smart heads-up play from Splyce to hop that objective, force Optic to push down that archway, and from there, it doesn't get much easier than that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought after he got that kill, he might just soar out and check, but in a 2 versus 2, you can't really, you gotta play your life for a moment as you got tagged up in that one-on-one gunfight. All right, well, Formal did get the Trinity Rockets, but they have a 3-round deficit here, Jack. Not going to be easy.
Scump again, just playing for information. He's not challenging anything on that lower street. It's Trinity Rocket time though. And look at the players from Splyce. Scatter does the precision shot. Get that first blood. Scump there as well. Now he's hungry for kills. 1, 2, make it 3. No. The trade is there for Optic as they bring this one back to 5-3.
Mad Cat gets a couple of kills, but not before falling.
And
one round away for
you know what?
Splyce here.
Formal uses the Trinity there. You know, okay, you're on offense. They already used the Trinity. Formal, though, does stay alive on that streak, if I'm not mistaken, so he can still earn that tier 3 streak.
I want to see what the payloads look like when we get into the next round.
Yep, so he's 1 kill off bombardment.
Can he get it done? No payloads available for Optic. Centurion out now for Splyce.
So, to quickly explain, they're going to leave that lane that now open. They know they've got that covered. The only way that this can actually be exploited is a bedroom push, which Formal trying to peek on in. Bance is there and ready, though. Cheeky little spot.
That could be.
And look, if they try to flood out middle now, watch what happens. They'll get tagged by a Centurion. Look, Crimsix now there. They know he's here. Crim has to back up and play his life.
Finally, they get Bance, but he got the 2 opening kills that could seal the deal here. In round number 9. Crim trying to push the market. He lights up an apple.
That apple was threatening. Prop hunt.
Yeah. Wrapping around the back. They're going to have to clutch. A 2 versus 3. 1 to the left, 2 to the right. As he peeks in, there's a free kill. 2 versus 2 now. Gets away with his life. Bomb gets planted as well. Not able to react, so here we go. Karma, very slow start, sitting at 3 and 7.
To keep his team alive on the map.
But many consider one of the best clutch players in the game. Here we go. Gotta finish that one.
Wide right on the final shot. Karma, though, still in this 1 versus 2. Time ticking down. Players now soaring forward. This should end here momentarily. There it is. Splyce with this map victory will move to 6-0 in S&D this weekend. And maybe it puts a smile on my face because we've got a series on our hands.
That's what carried this team at Stage 1 playoffs. They were so good in Search. All 4 players were in the top 10 at that event in Search and Destroy KD. They were unbelievable throughout. It seems to be on that pace here. They play like that, they are absolutely a contender for the title.
Ooh, we got ourselves a tied series now, 1-1. Uplink coming up next. Either way, both of these teams strong, really across all game modes. Optic looking better in hardpoint. You begin to think, you know, with how good Splyce have looked at Search and Destroy, is Game 3 and Game 4 must win for Optic Gaming.
That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Yeah, if they're going to be that dominant, I feel like Splyce is definitely going to take a respawn. I just don't see Optic winning all 3. It's very difficult to do.
Yep.
I think this goes the distance. I think we're going to see a Game 5 for sure.
I'm looking around, more and more people continue to flood into the venue. Hey, you know, a lot of gamers here. The day starts at 1 p.m. for most of them, and it's reaching that time. Either way, though, the match well underway. It's 1-1 between Optic Gaming and Splyce. When we come back from this break, we'll head on into Uplink in Game 3. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your G Fuel key player matchup between Optic Gaming and Splyce. And we talk about how good Formal is And you see the numbers he's putting up so far this weekend, a 1.61 uplink KD, 15 total points. He's leading the uplink leaderboards. On the other side, though, Splyce and Bance. If Bance can get up in Formal's face, he might be the key to success for this team on this map. We have ourselves a tied series. It's 1-1. Can Optic Gaming or Splyce take the series edge and go up 2-1 to be on match point? We'll find out here. This has been your G Fuel Key Player Matchup.
I started playing Call of Duty with my brother's friends. After playing football, we'd go in, play like 2v2s together on Call of Duty 4. My mum bought me a PlayStation and I played every game really, played GBs. That's when I first got like introduced technically is Modern Warfare 2 GBs, 2v2s. Mum, I knew I could do this professionally is when I got picked up for Xanax. We started winning. Even though it was online, it was still like shine of hope that I could do this full time.
Bance contesting, Bance winning the gunfight.
I've received quite a lot of criticism because obviously people first found out about me technically on Call of Duty Championships.
But it's still all up to Bance to try and get in here and make a play.
I don't think there's enough time. 15 seconds left. And there you have it. Team Envious are your 2016 Call of Duty World League champions.
Losing when getting to the finals of the Call of Duty Championships was the worst feeling ever. Everything we grinded for throughout the year just went straight down the drain.
Not ideal by any stretch of the imagination for any Splyce fans out there, but Envy kill it.
This year as a team, it's probably the most confident I'm ever going into events. Obviously the likes of Mad Cat, Jerd and Zero, 4 best European players. Everything feels right this year and just hopefully we can grind out and get that first place. Winning Call of Duty Champs is just everything for anyone really. It would be the highlight of anyone's career. We've been named as the God Squad and so we're just working towards that first place. The one title that just means everything. I'm confident this is the year for Splyce.
Welcome back. It is time for Uplink, and if you are a European fan, 1, you need Bance to be your superstar. 2, you're excited because we're headed to Throwback, which is statistically Optic Gaming's worst uplink by a mile.
And it's also the best uplink by a mile for Splyce. The player with the most uplink points of the team is Bance, the man on your screen. You can see him talking strategy with his team, getting ready for map number 3. We've got ourselves a tied 1-1 series. The Amway Center now starting to fill on up with eager Call of Duty fans. This is a taste of what the Call of Duty World League Championship is, and to think there's still so many more series to be played today, and then on top of it all, tomorrow, Championship Sunday, where we find out who will be our Call of Duty World League champions here in 2017.
And I know it's early on Saturday, but this is a matchup you could see in a grand final. That's what makes this so special, right?
Yep.
Oh God, I just feel like I think Splyce takes this uplink. I think Optic takes the hard point, and we're going to a Game 5, pal.
Let's get it started, folks, in the Amway Center. Make some noise. It's Game 3, throwback uplink between Optic Gaming and Splyce.
See what Bance can do early off the rip. Pressure coming from Optic Gaming. But he's able to slide out, hip fire, and pick up a kill. Second in front, Mad Cat looking over. That's 3 down for Optic. Drone to Mad Cat. Could be early points.
Yeah, and Bance already playing this high wall run prim, not expecting it at all. Love these different angles and sight lines the players take to catch their opponents off guard. Bance again playing sneaky. Why would Formal ever expect him to be there? The throw goes in from Zero. Bance still in full control of the base. This is perfect. Nice job, Bance. We just did a whole profile piece on you. We talked about how you're the key player, and now you're 5-0 off the break.
My God, he is dominating and getting awfully close to streaks, but it's Karma with the fist to the face to take him down and slow him down. 60 seconds in. Splyce so far in control. But it's Zero and Bance right now trying to make sure they can't apply pressure forward. Optic just not able to find a foothold in this one so far.
Coming into this match, Formal, the #1 uplink KD at a 1.61.
The 43 and 18 game he had probably helped.
ridiculous stats. Throwback a map, though, where if he can't get set up near Bike with that NV4, it might spell disaster for Optic Gaming. And that's scary because the Europeans, especially on this map, love to bring this drone towards top field. It's 4 dead for Optic. This is an absolute dunk from Jerd, as Splyce will go up 3-0 in the first 90 seconds.
Yeah, and they spawn out by Silo, so Zero should have a couple free kills. Yeah, they pinched from both sides. I was curious because they couldn't spawn on the uplink as they were collapsing. They spawned pretty close to Zero. He just has to turn and find a couple kills, but Optic finally something to go their way. This should be a counter dunk, or at least a 1-point throw. 1 on through. Formal and Karma both still here. Karma trying to stay alive. There's 2 pressure him, but it's Bance yet again. He is 9-4 to start things off.
You see Karma had the right idea with the nade he threw towards the portal. Doesn't get the kill though. Scump the furthest pushed up now for Optic Gaming. Looks like they're gonna regain their foothold for a second. Scump now dead. Zero gets the better of him there. Quick 2-piece from Zero with that, the quick 3-piece now between him and Mad Cat to wipe Optic off the map.
Thank God for Krim. Those are crucial kills for Optic Gaming. He's at mid, he kills 2. He even is able to push to the other side and be a nuisance in behind Mad Cat.
He's gonna kill Mad Cat as well.
That's incredible. That's a God play from Krim. Only 1 alive, you end up getting 3 kills. That's the difference between Splyce likely getting points and now you maybe getting a dunk. He finally drops, but there's the point. 3-2 Splyce.
Crim6 makes that score possible. Formal still here. He should be dead here momentarily, right? There's no way he finds more than that 1 kill. Yeah, there it is. Mad Cat cleans him up, but either way, Crim6, you think of that play when you make the MVP case later on this weekend.
And there again, Formal staying alive for that long, finding a kill. It allows his teammates to come off spawn, at least get set up at mid-map, so Splyce can't move forward. I mean, it's kind of got an ebb and flow to it, right? And uplink, it's back and forth, and Splyce control early. Optic Gaming has maintained it. Well, I take that back. Now is Splyce. Bance in another deadly position here.
He has not slowed down. He's using this third-person perspective to scout where the enemies are. He knows there's 1 close. Karma now dead. The 1 goes through. Bance with more. 14-7. 15-7. A 6th streak from Bance. Far and away the slaying leader of this match.
Just keep calm. How many scarabs this guy got? This is an incredible performance. You saw how dialed in he was before this, shouting at his teammates, getting them hyped up. And he is putting on a truly special performance, Jack.
No one else even has 10 kills. Bance is already halfway. He's 17-8. Why are we watching anyone but Bance?
Well, because we have the drone carrier.
That's true. Okay, fine.
Well, let's get right back over to Bance as he's still in the base of Optic Gaming. Drop shot onto Formal. I mean, he has made a haven here at the Optic Gaming side of the map.
Yeah. As now, I mean, Bance has claimed his new home. He's literally just, okay. Playing a little bit like mellow ball here. So he's just sitting in the base.
Well, you now see why. He's able
waiting,
to spot.
Cherry picking, waiting for 3 points. So still gets another.
And we'll see how it goes on the second half. But I mean, I know there was a solid 60 to 90 seconds where Optic Gaming started to get something going, but for the most part, they have absolutely been playing off their back foot. Every time they're coming off spawn, there's a threat, and that threat has been Bance on their side of the map.
And look, again, they bring it right towards field. Don't let Formal ever get set up near bike path. Bance again, 19-8. Or 19-9, sorry. Looking for 20-9, still double positive. 7-2 now. Splyce is a reason why they've won 80% of their throwback uplinks so far since Dallas.
Time winding down. Doesn't look like there'll be any final points as Karma will finally drop. But as we head into the half, let's just kind of remind people why we were talking about Splyce in this particular matchup. When you look at Optic, Frost 13-1. Precinct 13-3, Throwback 7-6. There is a significant drop-off. They have never been dominant here at all throughout the year.
How do you fix this now going into side 2? For one, they've got to do a better job of getting kills in the middle map. They've got to slow down Bance. And
how do you do that though? That's the key. How do you slow down Bance?
They've got to be the one to control the drone. You see the Scump is my daddy sign now laying dormant on the ground. You might need to grab the Sharpie and change that to Bance if he keeps this up.
Well, I think Scump or Kremi, one of those aggressive guys with the sub, has to be the guy to get in that position, to be a nuisance and continue to apply pressure. It rarely happened. I mean, a couple of times, yet again, Bance is just cruising. 22 and 9, 2 kills off the break, and once again, let's set up a tent in the Optic Gaming side of the map.
23 and 9. Still, there's been no answer. He's got double the amount of kills of anyone in the lobby.
Finally, something to clap about if you're an Optic fan. An interception there, but it has not been pretty from Optic.
Now this drone will move forward. Mad Cat with both. Those are the kills that they just need to get. Zero finds another. Formal, again, setting up at bike path, but with no lead blockers. He should meet his demise here quite soon.
How many times have we seen 3 down for Optic?
Ooh,
just
zero.
Like every time Optic's trying to get back to mid-map, 3 are down almost instantly.
Also going on the Bravo stream right now, FaZe Clan versus Infused. FaZe just took map number 1. Again, another winner's bracket matchup. So there goes the drone. That'll be dropped on down. Optic will pick that up and begin to move it up the map.
But look at this. I mean, Jerd, depending on the timing, you finally get another opportunity to get forward. Jerd's going to shoot you in the back. I mean, this takes me all the way back to stage 1. They were playing against Enigma 6, and time again, Optic Gaming shot in the back, never got control. They may still be able to turn this into a dunk, though. The flank doesn't mean much as you flush it on through. 7-4 now. Optic Gaming back into this. But I don't think you're gonna see a camo here out of Optic Gaming. There's pretty much a 0% chance of that.
And listen to this storyline developing. If Optic Gaming wind up coming back in this uplink, or taking games 4 and 5 and winning this series, they would go on to face the winner of FaZe and Infused. Potential Optic FaZe matchup in a winner's bracket semifinal. That sounds quite juicy to me.
Well, here's another chance for a score, Jack. Formal has the drone. Karma trying to clear the way, but can't connect. The 1 point, not going to get in. A whole line of defenders there for the pick. Mad Cat snags it out of the sky. And Bance still, just look at the separation when you just talk about the raw slaying he's done versus everybody else in the lobby.
Scump gets it better of him there. Bance about to earn that camo. 3 dead. Optic, again, this is what I talked about. The kills in the middle map, they've got to be the ones to set the pace and tone of this map. But with beatdown, that's a chance for a throw. It goes in. Optic, from down by 5, make it a 1-possession game.
And remember, they have one of the most famous comebacks on throwback all year. Down 5 with 45 seconds to go.
Bance dead again. 4 straight deaths for Bance. He does earn the camo, though.
And that camo could absolutely be the difference in this game.
2 dead again. Look, Formal, I'm telling you, if Optic get kills middle and he can get towards bike path, that will change the game. Jerd! Oh my God, he ran out of ammo. Can Jerd find the kill? It doesn't appear so. The interception, though, for Splyce. Oh, if Jerd did that, I don't even want to know what happened.
He did enough. That was still such a sick play at mid, and a big part of why you don't see a score going on through.
My goodness.
Holy hell, 90 seconds to go. Bance pushing forward.
Again.
Bance losing a 1-on-1.
3 dead again. Optic taking map control. You've got Krim with overdrive. 1 more player to beat. The drone moving forward. The kill comes in. The pass still not there. They're trying to pick it up. It's frantic. Is the drone still there? The reset, no! A botched play from Optic Gaming right there.
Communications off. Something went extremely wrong. Maybe a fail to actually pick it up. And Scump trying to make a play. Tries to snap outside of Lemon, but can't win it.
You need that one if you're Optic Gaming.
Well, you need Formal in this too, and Mad Cat just deleted him. 60 seconds to go, 3 down for Optic Gaming, and that bit of control you had just disappears. Camo to go. Bance, can he make a play here? Is this the dagger that they need? He's still alive. A little bit of hot potato. Who's going to win it? Finally, it's Bance coming out on top. Got the drone. He got the camo. Here we go. Hitting the edge. 45 seconds on the clock. Trying to wrap around. The dunk is there, and Splyce up 4.
30 and 20 from Bance. And that might be the dagger unless Optic Gaming can make a miraculous play. Crim 6 with 1. They've got Bance still behind them. The pass goes forward. There goes Jerd. The drone still moving forward. They've got a player here. Scump can't get around the corner. Crim 6 now dead. That will do it. No camo even remotely near being earned for Optic Gaming as Splyce, as expected, take the 2-1 series lead.
Optic's woes on throwback uplink continue, and the European superstars have come to play. This one's going the distance, buddy.
Love to see it. GG's there. Give it up for Splyce. They take map number 3. 9-5. Now 1 map away from sending Optic Gaming to the losers bracket.
What a spectacular, just outright heroic performance from Bance. It's so great, you know, you show the video, you see a bit about his career over the past couple of years, and then he comes out and does that over the opening 5 minutes. I know maybe he's slowed down a little bit towards the later half, but you know, Mad Cat picked it up. Zero had a huge 2-piece to kind of close out the game in the final stretch. I want to know what happened with that botch play from Optic Gaming, because if you get a dump there and keep control, it's almost like I couldn't tell if that one player, just because of our angle, was trying to go back and forth and pick up the drone to pass it and just didn't grab it. I don't know.
It looked like Optic began to run a smoke to try to clear that lane and cut off the sight line, but that smoke actually hurt Crimsix because he was on the other side of it. The player that was pushing out of barn then had the cover of the smoke to not only get the kill, but then grab the drone, and as Crim peeked the other side of the smoke, it was already being reset. It was awkward overall, but Maven, what seemed like the impossible, because you mentioned the stat of Optic never losing to a European team in bracket play, right, since they formed?
Ever since this, well, for this foursome, ever.
And now, they're 1 map away from having that be reality.
Well, it's champs time. Sometimes stats go out the window. Even wild, crazy, historical stats like that, they go back 2.5 years.
Mr. X said it great on the desk earlier. He said, Jack, every champs, there's a series that happens and you think, that might be the one that makes this possible for Splyce to win this major title, or a team to win this major title. Here's your example with Splyce right now, and how perfect is it that just below Optic Gaming on the main stage, they've got FaZe Clan up 1-0 over Infused. The winners of these 2 matchups currently going on will face off in the winners bracket semifinal. One half of the potential all-Europe winners bracket semifinal. Splyce is close. Infused need to win this S&D.
And how ironic is it that, you know, again, it's S&D that costed Optic last year. It's been hardpoint recently, and it's all going to come down to this hardpoint, whether you can get to that search.
Look at that stage. The VIP section fully lit. The hashtag OG Hype Squad. Looks like, well, to me, it looks like Optic just got eliminated from what I'm seeing there. They're not loud enough, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think the energy just zapped out of this room.
Someone get Optic J out there. He'll get him loud.
He's somewhere out there.
Yeah, he's probably eating Chipotle.
I think that's what you need to do, you know, when you, even if you're talking, you know, like an NBA, NFL game, something like that. Like NBA, I think, would be the best example. If you have a heavy favorite, especially with the fans, you have to take the energy out of the room. And I think Splyce has done exactly that. They've never let Optic get a ton of momentum through games 2 and 3 to get the crowd alive, to get the energy into it. I think that's props to Splyce.
Breakout hardpoint. Optic Gaming statistically weak hardpoint, but they've won 60% of them. Splyce, oh my goodness, by far their weakest hardpoint at 31% win rate.
So you have, yeah, you have the worst uplink possible for Optic Gaming. Now you go into, I mean, all year you're talking about the worst hardpoint for Splyce. We have talked about it time and time again, Jack. Let's get it.
Splyce went 0-5 in respawns at Stage 2 playoffs when they exited early on. The Let's Go Optic chance had begun. The game has begun. Will we see ourselves a Game 5? Whoop! Whoop!
And as much as it's on Optic for a hot start to get the crowd into it, it's on Splyce to make big plays to silence this crowd. So far, though, Optic 15 points on the board. And a must-win spot here in Game 4.
Bance's shot still looks crispy as ever now. Optic just playing the contest. Jerd weakened by this grenade. He'll have to try to stay alive, but Karma with a quick challenge will cut him down. Optic continuing to build on this lead, but the rotation towards cell block is key. We talk about the swing map. Anything can happen on breakout. The fight for spawns will be huge as Optic look to push forward.
Well, Zero's positioning throughout is the reason everybody's spawning kind of at back hanger.
You can't lose that.
But that's one of the power positions here to control the rotation over. And as they lose that, the collapse is going to now come in from Optic. 2 hitting wall run, 2 hitting from the front. First Splyce player eliminated. Jerd next one up. Some lasers there to take out Crimsix. It's going to be a 3-on-3 fight here inside.
Karma just fell off the backside of the map.
Oh, so 2-on-3.
1v3 now. It's Formal all by himself, and he's got everyone surging him. Karma falls off the side, and that swings that push into Splyce's favor.
You know, due to that, I think Jerd spawning out, you do get a pretty close spawn here for Optic Gaming, so you're going to be able to take a quick crack at this, but Jerd actually ends up getting in behind due to his spawn, so here we go, 2-on-2. Bance trying to go clutch. One more player at the front door. It's Scump. The slide, the spray gets the better of him, and he's still there to contest.
Oh, and Scump's still fighting for this kill. He winds up winning the engagement as well. And look at the rotation. Karma all by himself can play hero towards this new hill. But the nade, the trophy protects Mad Cat. Oh, Scump didn't see him. Scump didn't see the player close. He has no idea there's someone right next to him in mid-bay.
Now he does, and he's gone. Scump, 4 streak, 200 now off the Trinity Rockets. You know, he's a guy you want to play aggressive, but do you play behind the streaks here, or do you need to be the first man in?
They've got to begin to make some sort of move, and it looks like that'll be the key to go. You can see Scump trying to get some sort of pinch developed from Formal. He's going to drag some attention away. Scump's got one player weak in the hard point, gets caught in the window, snaps to 0, gets the kill. No points, though. No points, doesn't fall to the hill in time.
That's all right. Optic gets the break, but you know, you see him pull out the MV4. You know he's playing for streaks, right? But Krem now trying to play this close spot outside cave. All 4 are going to hit from Splyce. Here we go.
First blood now for Splyce. The challenge comes in. Jer with the slide and kill onto Krim. Formal with 2. Scump with 1. It's a challenge. He's only got 5 bullets. Scump should win this one. Unless Zero can do something miraculous, not going to happen. Scump now 11-3.
And that's a one-on-one gunfight that gives you 15 points. Those are the massive ones you see throughout the game. But even though Optic wins this hold, set up all the way at back helipad and ready to set up for commissary is Splyce. They are set and poised to make a big run here at this hard point.
This huge crowd behind Optic Gaming. Jerd and crew looking to see what they can do to win this series before going to another search and destroy. Again, cannot stress it enough. Even if Optic win this map, they will have to beat Splyce in a game mode S&D that they had yet to lose this weekend. Splyce a perfect 6-0. They've got to get there first, though, man.
Yeah, they got to get there. Scump, nice kill, gets traded quickly. 2 to Optic Gaming. Now they have a 3-on-2. They got to go. They spawned him out. Look at that. All the way at cell block. You see players popping on the map. Karma and crew collapsing. Formal going to drop, but Mad Cat finally gone. There's the break with just over 20 seconds remaining.
They spot the wall run as well. 0. Gonna have to fall on back. Formal watching middle map. Very close first rotation of hills. Don't think Splyce will challenge anymore. Scump is snapping right now, Maven. 13-5.
Scump going big for the squad. And he's in a key position here to try and take control of loading. If he can win these fights and push out, you're able to hit mid-map so effectively. He's got a little bit of help here too. It's going to be him and Karma. You see, this almost looks like an S&D round from them as they are pushing in through showers. Oh, the kills, a clean wipe of Splyce.
And they know exactly where Splyce will spawn. Scump will hold a close angle and keep this streak alive. He's on a 2 streak. Krim 6 a 3 streak of his own. The Scarab now out. Optic Gaming now beginning to lead in the slaying of this game. Scump's going to try to challenge a one-shot but get cut down by Mad Cat.
All right, the big thing here if you're Optic, yes, try to get time and make sure, see where that number 8 on the minimap, that's Scump, see where he spawns. You have to keep control there. They keep on popping with 25 seconds remaining. I mean, yeah, maybe challenge for some kills here, get them out of the hard point, but you don't need to worry about time so much, just making sure you don't push too far forward and allow any kind of fluky spawn. Yep, they're good. They've got complete control going into the next hard point.
They know their threshold. They know how far they can push up the map. These guys have practiced this a ton, but I will say, this wave of kills now gives Splyce an advantage towards this new hard point.
And that's almost the exact opposite of what happened the first time. Remember, Scump won that gunfight coming into window. This time he gets caught. And we talk about all this control and perfect play from Optic that gets erased in 3 seconds.
Absolutely. Formal 11-11. Spots 2 players in that hard point. He's waiting for the help of his team. Here comes the big break opportunity. 4 players stacked for Splyce in the hill. Vance challenges the wall run. Some great shots from him. It's 3 dead on OG. Krim lasts alive.
All 4 clean.
Wow.
Splyce goes big to hold cell block. They're now trailing by 15 points. 30 seconds remaining. You spawn all the way out at commissary for Optic Gaming. It's a 4-man hit. They're going to hit the wall run now. Formal in the back looking over it, trying to protect his 2 players hitting it. But so far, the kill is going the way of Splyce. But Optic, do they get enough to get through? They do. Scump last man up. And again, it's a one-on-one for Scump for 15 seconds. That's 30 seconds. I know it's not a ton of points, but it's one-on-one fights. How crucial are those, man?
But I do want to point out, Splyce spawn right next to the new hard point. So they're going to have numbers here. They're ready to go for this hard point. Great, take those 15 seconds is what Splyce is saying. We'll fight for the 60 at Graveyard.
But look at the pinch you now have developing for Optic. You're able to collapse from both sides. Some spawn out Snow Street, some rotating from the next hard point. Woo! Mad Cat, though, with 2 crispy kills. And the last one, inside challenges. He gets the assist on that as well and shuts down Optic Gaming.
Splyce are typically abysmal at breakout, but they are playing close. This team is back in form, even with 0 having a rough map. You know, Karma's right there with him.
Well, I mean, it reminds you of the first game. Formal starts slow. Somehow Optic's still in this. Here is 0, 6 and 13 to begin, but Splyce just take the lead now. Optic get it right back as they break and get control. But just like last time, you see the left side of the minimap, Splyce set up nicely for the next hard point.
Slang dead even. It's just straight up 0 kill difference between these two teams right now. And I think that reflects in the score. Payloads will be the difference maker in this game. There's no streaks. There's nobody even near earning a score streak.
What a scrappy game this has been, right?
It's all going to come down to kills for spawns like Formal just got back here, as well as, well, who can wind up getting those payloads first and use it to their advantage.
Karma takes out one. They're the second in front. Bance, though, able to answer. A couple kills go back and forth, but the final trade, once again, goes to Optic Gaming. And Formal trying to get in position here. Some nice shots, but not able to finish it. And as the pressure comes in, it's a 2-pronged hit from Splyce. They've almost won it. Last player there was Crim6. He's gonna drop. Nice break from Splyce.
Another example of the kills for the retake that go in Splyce's favor. They overwhelm, they stop Formal on the streak. FTL, the only payload available for the side of Optic Gaming. They're gonna go for one final pressure with only 20 seconds left, and oh God, those are some shaky shots on Formal as he can't snap on the second.
And he'll get eliminated. Jared up close there.
Splyce will have the lead.
This is how many lead changes we had now?
Oh.
I mean, just in the last like 90 seconds.
Yeah.
I think we had, what, 3 inside the graveyard?
Scump has now had 6 straight deaths. Scump was 17 and 9, he's now 17 and 15. And now the slang has started to leak in favor of Splyce, and so has the lead.
Oh my God,
no.
I was just about to say, good positioning there from Crim6 to be ready for the flanker, but he gets absolutely gunned. Optic, though, in the hard point. Make sure to keep an eye on that minimap and the spawns for cell block, as that is going to be the game decider.
Okay, there we go. Optic now making some small adaptations, making sure that pinch doesn't come in. Look at the one on your minimap, that's Bance. Trying to play spoiler. Will they spot him at mid-spiral? It doesn't appear so. Bance flanks for 2. Forget these 20 seconds on this hill. You have to play for the spawns and the kills towards a cell block hard point.
Formal takes off the back plate, but not able to finish the kill.
Dead.
Tries to take him out of the hard point, but can't win it. Now, as they push, he's going to spawn out. This is perfect for Splyce, as they will be into the next hard point first.
And because of how far back Formal and Crim6 still were on the minimap, they get the new spawns for Splyce and spawn up right at the new hill. Cheeky little spot from Bance. You have to win that. You have to win that gunfight. This is Optic Gaming's chance to break on through.
The key to victory in game 1 was the great breaks from Optic Gaming. You need another great one here. As 2 drop, though, you only have 2 players hitting the back. Here they come. It's going to be Karma trying to make the first. But Karma gets both before being traded out, but it's a 2-piece from Bance. Yet again, Bance the hero to make the stop.
Who but Bance might be the new storyline we say. Scump now with reactive armor. He does not want to burn it on this hill, but he might just have to. Mad Cat gets gunned. They're still contesting. One of these teams just has to take control. Now it will be Optic Gaming. Scump turns and burns. There goes Jared. 15 seconds between these two teams.
But of course, it's Bance that's still remaining in the back, but the key gunfights here.
Huge gunfight.
Crim has had so many big ones. 3 down now for Splyce, last remaining player, right inside a medical play. Crim just saw the spawn.
He saw everybody challenging Zero again. Some shaky shots. He's playing his life. He can't stay alive. Bance now dead. Formal's here as well. This might be the swing that Optic Gaming needed. All dead.
You've got camo. You've got reactive for Optic Gaming. Splyce getting wiped clean. Here we go, baby.
How does this happen? Such a close game. Karma, when you need him, he's there. Splyce will have a push opportunity. 3 payloads now for Optic Gaming. There's going to be no flank. It's going to be straight up gunfights. OG are ready. One final push for Splyce. There goes Camo.
Bance in. Bance in. But he does get in behind to try to make the play. Formal still up. Camo from Karma.
The FTL jump from Formal. What the hell was that reaction time? Camo does nothing for Splyce. Karma gets the final 2-piece. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to a game 5.
Told you. You knew it, man. When you looked at the maps,
you're not bright, Maven, but you called it.
Optic's worse uplink than Splyce's. I mean, it's actually props to Splyce for making that so close. I mean, I actually thought that might end up being a blowout. It was everything but. Look at this crowd, buddy. I think they're ready for a game 5.
I think they are as well. Whew. There's a reason why the Stage 1 champions and the Stage 2 champions between Splyce and Optic Gaming are going to a close series. It's what everyone wanted to see, and that's exactly how it's going to happen.
That was a fun one.
Whew, that was nuts. But here's the thing. We've got S&D up next. Splyce are 6-0 in the game mode. Can Optic Gaming keep their winner's bracket hopes alive by beating the undefeated Splyce and S&D? We'll find out after this quick break.
Matt Piper is a serious-faced goofball. Depends how well you know me, but in-game and out-of-game around the gaming community, I'm very serious. My life before video games was competitive still. You know, obviously sports as a kid, just normal kid stuff, going to the movies, hanging out with friends, stuff like that. And then once I realized video games were an option to pursue as a career, I took it very serious, and that's kind of where everything took off. As I was coming up, the amount of people that said, this kid is really good online, but you're not gonna do it at a tournament, that kind of like eats at you as a player. Just because if I'm waiting for months and I go to a tournament and I don't play the same way as I did online, I gotta wait months again to even have a chance to prove myself.
Optic Gaming starting to generate a bit of momentum.
They know what is at stake here.
You're finally back on top.
Playing at this level It's hours and hours and hours of doing the same thing over again. Getting on every day, playing the same maps, the same game types with the same people, but every day you're trying to find one little new thing that will help your team grow. That's the whole purpose of putting those hours in. Even if we are, doing well and winning tournaments, we want to keep, the bar just keep going and going and going. First is what I expect no matter what. Anything else is a failure. There's no reason why we shouldn't be winning. And if there is a tournament that we do lose, it's on us. It's not because the talent isn't there or because there's another team that's better than us.
Help now. Karma going for the kill. Formal up to you. 1v1 situation. Assault coming over. And a full win the 1v1. Optic Gaming. We will see you fudging later. Two COD champs back to back.
This has been the story.
For the obvious elephant in the room that we haven't won a Call of Duty championship. We think that we're the best team, which is why we've stuck together even after those disappointing finishes. But until we win Call of Duty champs, we're not going to be considered the greatest Call of Duty team ever. I don't even know how many tournaments we won together, honestly. But because we haven't won those two since we've been a team, it's like those don't even count. When the big one comes and you don't win it, then what is the other tournaments, like what do those mean?
Formal with two.
The numbers he puts up, the slang he brings to this team.
Formal first right, the push comes in, and Formal wins the 1v1.
If you want to be the next Formal, you got to know how many hours you're going to have to put in realistically. Just thousands and thousands of hours. You can't just expect to be good or go pro just because you're better than the 5 kids at your school that you play with. If you want to be the best, then you will put the time in. You won't make any excuses, you'll just do it. I'll stop playing when I feel like I'm holding other people back. If I think that I'm not performing to the best of my ability like I should be, as a player and a person, it's very selfish if you just keep competing. When everything's done, I want everybody to look back and always think about Formal as the best FPS player of all time. That's what I want my legacy to be.
The man on your screen has now won in 7 different FPS titles. He wants to go down as the best of all time. This is one notch in the belt this weekend.
He's got quite the road to go through. Let me set the stage for you all. Welcome. This is the Call of Duty World Championship presented by PS4. $1.5 million up for grabs this weekend. In this matchup, we have our Stage 2 champions of the Global Pro League, the first ever LAN league for competitive Call of Duty. Optic Gaming on the right side of your screen going up against Splyce, the best team in Europe, as well as the team that won Stage 1. Both of these squads at the top of their game right now on the main stage. It's simple. Win this S&D, and later on tonight, on the main stage, they face off against FaZe. Whoever it is, Splyce or Optic will face FaZe Clan, who just took down ALG. Here's the issue. Splyce has yet to lose an S&D this weekend, and that will be game 5. They are a perfect 6-0.
But we're going to be heading into one of the better search and destroys for Optic Gaming. 11-3 since Dallas, 79% win percentage. It all comes down to this, Jack. Make some noise, guys. It's game 5.
And off the break already, Optic, they have their mind set on what they want to do. It's a quick plant. It's going to be a 4v4 retake opportunity for Splyce, who wins these next few gunfights.
Plant so quickly. Formal in a key position here at back bus. He just spotted one, transitioning across mid-map. Calls it out to Krim, who peeks it for just a moment. First blood, gonna go to Optic, but quickly answered. Back and forth we go, 2 versus 2. Formal and Karma up against Bance and Zero.
They know where both players are at. It appears Formal spots one. That's Zero up close. He's got to play his life. Karma's there for the help. Cross the screen. Go ahead. Karma's got one. There's the second. Bye-bye. Karma plays the trade perfectly, and Formal goes, hey, thanks for having my back.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't play that properly. Formal's dead 100% of the time. And those are those tense situations in a 2v2 with the clock running low. You have to make the right plays. Karma, who else, goes huge.
Easy plays there. Optic up 1-0. As now it'll be their turn to strike a second round in a row on defense. What can Splyce and crew do? And it looks like already they're going to try to change things up.
Bance and company starting to move towards this B site. The transition from Optic Gaming. It's going to be a 4v4 retake.
Again.
Bomb going down.
Again. Now this is definitely the tougher side to retake from because there's so much cover, so many areas you can go to. Look at this long sight line with no cover on field. Optic will have no pinch. It'll just come down to who can get the big kills. Do they play around a smoke? It doesn't appear so as of yet. They're gonna have to make a move. Only 25 seconds left. The play coming on in, and you can see, oh, Karma thought he had it for a second, but that high wall run, they've gotta go. Their hand's been forced. It's gonna get hectic here quick. Challenge now coming from Karma. Bance with first blood. There's nobody else there for the side of Optic Gaming to help. That's not gonna work. 2 versus 2, no time left. That's what I'm saying. You can't hesitate on that site.
I mean, good plant, right? They tried to stretch for it multiple times, so Karma tried to pick it up, not able to do so. Good plant, good positioning, and so hard to retake. Like, if you have a pinch opportunity, maybe somebody hitting the flank that wins a one-on-one, things fall apart for Splyce. You thought that was over as soon as you saw all 4 hitting from that barn side.
That was the issue. Once you get back there and set up, you can see how easy it is for the bomb to be checked. Formal trying to communicate with his team. That's a round that they cannot let happen again when Splyce are on offense. The game now tied up 1-1 as these two teams are so evenly matched.
Starting to push their way up towards this A side. First engagement, Krim not able to win it. That's Jerd in his face, but Formal will find a pick at the same time. Very similar to what we saw in our first round.
Look at this from Jerd. So this is what the communication is right now for Splyce. Jerd, you make the play. You have to be the one that swings this round. You have to win this next gunfight.
A lot of times this is just down to timing. Will he get the first eyes on? Nice shots there as he connects, pushing into bowling, and gets away with his life. Karma drops as well. It's all on Formal now. Formal able to get the first kill. 17 seconds on the clock. He's got a clutch of 1 versus 3.
There's already someone watching over with this AR. Formal can't get it done. Too little, too late. Splyce win the round as they hop on it right away.
And it was, I mean, you saw it happening on the minimap, right? You saw Jerd going on the flank. He gets a kill there, makes the play. He dies there.
Round's over.
They lose the round, exactly. I mean, it's exactly what you need in the prior round for Optic, somebody to flank through and make a play like Jerd did.
Absolutely, there was no hesitation. The second that bomb got planted, he knew if he was gonna go for that long B flank, then it was time to drop back down towards middle map, hit that train alley, and go for the pinch. Optic Gaming now down, and look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Splyce, that's their mindset now on offense as they'll push towards the same site.
But the big question for me is, how does Optic react this time? They learned their lesson. They're not gonna be able to hit 4 through barn. Surely they're gonna do something different. And look at it this time. I think it's gonna be a number 1. It's gonna be 4. They try to hit it. Krim killed through the smoke. What's that?
No, the smokes didn't land in time. They throw the smokes a little bit too late. Because of the early rotation, Crim6 is there. No plant. Here comes the pinch from Formal. They're trying to spot him. Down to a 3v3, but Karma's about to make the game-changing play. Oh no, Mad Cat kills him.
No idea how Mad Cat comes up with the kill, but he does. There's 1 in barn.
They should push him.
Formal's now hitting the flank. They're gonna push him out. Formal's gonna have a one-on-one on the other side with 0, and he wins it. So Formal wins that one, 2 versus 2, 40 seconds. Bomb yet to be planted in Mad Cat's hands.
Formal and Crim6 up against Jerd and Mad Cat. The amount of championships these two have won together. This is an example of a round that could help them earn another here this weekend. 25 seconds left. Passive play from both teams as they do not want to get blooded in this opportunity.
Round by round.
Did he see him?
Moment by moment, the pressure builds for these young guys.
Formal did it. Look, this is a smart play from Formal. He's going to rotate. Crim6 is there. No plant. 10 seconds left. Run. If you're Crim6, just run. Just get away. Just get away. Split up the map. There goes Krim. That's a round win for Optic Gaming.
And I mean, the thing that stands out, you've had 2 different 2v2 scenarios for Optic. They played them both textbook, right? They've both been perfect.
Yep.
You did exactly what you needed to. You hit the shots you needed to. I mean, it may be a shaky for a moment there from Krim, but he finishes it before he can get behind the sandbags. And he had Formal looking over anyway.
Exactly. Krim had nothing to worry about. He had Formal holding the angle on the player who was right outside barn. There was no way Crim6 could die in that scenario. As now it will be 2-2. The game staying dead even.
Once again, towards the A site goes Optic Gaming. Last time they attempted this on offense, Krim was first blooded.
See, again, adapting to what they've shown. But this is a great retake opportunity for Splyce. They're gonna show 4 here. 0 now dead. Scump playing close. Karma with the help. They're challenging on through. 2 versus 2. Scump is there. Now a 1v2. Mad Cat all by himself. They're lining up for him. No, not gonna happen yet.
Nice job to slide across.
Mad Cat's gonna fall right into this trap. It looks like, yes, he's dead. Scump with the mind games, not afraid to challenge in that close corner.
Back and forth we go. What more could he ask for? And what has been, I think, the best series of the weekend thus far, you could say easily.
Absolutely. And I've got to give a shout out to Scump there, playing his life so perfectly at that lower sidewalk push. He could have gotten frantic. Instead, he winds up ducking down for cover, lets Karma make the next move, and then he follows it up. Optic Gaming now back in the lead.
All right, so this will be the first time we see Splyce go towards the A site. They've been so heavy towards Courtyard. So I'm curious how Scump will play this. I think he's at number 4 at the top.
Formal's gonna spot all this. Tries to challenge the first. Players close, was not ready for that. He's got some help from Karma. We'll get out with his life for a second. The sidewalk pushes, watch, Trim is there! Zero by himself, and well, there's zero chance of him winning that
I mean, it's just bait and switch after bait and switch there for Optic Gaming as they win the trades on Bike Path.
round. After speaking a ton to Optic, the #1 critique they gave themselves in Search and Destroy earlier in the Global Pro League was that they weren't playing their lives well enough. Karma, he's got 3 on his screen. He gets the first and gets away. Well, trusts in Krim to get the trade.
As Formal drops, you think they're in trouble, right? But Karma's there immediately to pick one up. Karma's in trouble. Next thing you see, Crim6 comes soaring out from Lemon, and he is the difference maker in the round. 4-2 edge for Optic Gaming, and Karma building closer and closer to that camo.
And now look at this. Splyce are taken out. Pages deep in the playbook. Jerd, you did this earlier. Can they now do it with 2? The flank, they're not ready for this at all. Optic, they're clueless. Bance and Jerd there. Karma and Formal eliminated.
And this is an exact criticism we've made of Optic Gaming in this map and mode before. Not being prepared for a flank. The quick 2-man hit comes up huge. Everybody dropping. Krim the now the lone man, and he is gone.
Round.
Clean sweep for Splyce.
That's an easy round. Splyce, again, I said they're taking the pages deep out of the playbook. No hesitation. Twice on that flank. Because they haven't slowed down, they've hit timings in their favor. As they will keep this close, and a hush lies over this pack crowd.
I mean, you're still waiting another 5-10 seconds probably if you're the internal clock there for Optic Gaming to even really worry about the flank.
But that's a miscommunication. They saw nothing pushing on the A site. They had their middle lane covered in underpass, but the flank was the one thing wide open, and because 2 hit it, they coordinate 2 perfect first bloods.
Splyce now back on offense. Jerd spotting over the top, sees a lot. They know they have a very free plant.
And look at how long this is just going to take Optic to get here. Already 5 seconds off the clock. About to be 10 seconds off the clock. And they are nowhere near engaging Splyce. I'm going to call this round now.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to do. Formal's worried about the flank. They're
15
all on
seconds
the
go.
other side of the map. They got to go. You just have to go. Give yourself a chance in this round. Scump's doing just that.
They've got to go
Does
right
he guess
now.
right? He guesses right. Wins the first one. Jerd eliminated. They have to fly. Karma trying to make a play. He spotted one. Back play doesn't keep him alive. 2 down. Third half back bus. Can they finish it? 0 gone. Last one. 1-on-2. It's Mad Cat. 10 seconds on the clock. He has to make a play, but he's tagged up. Bomb has been picked up. Scump's got that kill. Formal on the bomb.
Well, I guess I get that for doubting Optic Gaming. My Twitter mentions are about to be filled. I guess that's why I suck at S&D, because I can't do that.
I'll tell you what, I think there's one team in the world that could make that play in that situation. It's Optic Gaming.
If Scump doesn't check that left corner, that's an entirely different round, right? He peeks the correct side.
That's why I said it, because if he guesses right, that round's over.
Because Scump kills Jerd, that round is possible. OG have shut me up, and they're about to shut up the haters as they might move on.
A little bit of luck in the game. I mean, if you're Splyce, you get kind of a lucky counter, and the 2-man flank there, guessing right, is Scump.
Splyce on the verge of dropping their first S&D of the weekend, and now they're getting desperate. Jerd about to soar on through. Scarab now out for Optic Gaming. It's another 4v4 plant. Do they have the flank watch? No, yes, they do!
I don't know how Karma gets that kill, but Mad Cat's now gotten 2 versus 2. Mad Cat wins it 1-on-1. Nope, he drops, and there's a round for Splyce. We're going the distance.
Mad Cat saves it for his team. Bumps up to 10-6, and we're going to round 10. Oh my God, yes it was. The fact that, honestly, Karma immediately snaps right there. If he doesn't get that kill, that round is lost way earlier by
as soon as Jerd got to that position, you saw them pushing through. I thought Jerd was going to have 2 or 3 free kills.
Yeah. Woo-wee. All right. Does everyone can take a breather for a second?
Please.
So we move into round 10. Karma with camo. Will the clutch man be the one to make the difference? He's got 4 plants already this game. Splyce again looking to get a free plant on this site. How?
For me, you get a good camo use, you win the game. You get a bad camo, you lose the game. There's a
first
kill.
blood.
And he gets away.
And he'll have to play his life. They know Splyce are stacked on this side of the map. Optic Gaming to move on to winners bracket semifinals, begin to push on through. There's a challenge from Formal. Zero now dead. It's all on Jerd. The Irishman down. Scum getting hyped. Optic Gaming on their feet. And now tonight, boy oh boy, Optic versus FaZe later on today. One. Now Splyce in S&D as probably the only team in the world. Optic Gaming get the best of them there in Game 5.
I mean, it comes down to a few things. The textbook 2v2 plays, that 4-on-4 retake you had, that I don't know that anyone should have done that. Anyone should be able to do that. But Optic get it done. When they need to be clutch at Stage 2 playoffs, they were every single time. Again, we see it here at Call of Duty Championship. What a masterful performance and what a big win for Optic Gaming.
Insane stuff right there for the Green Wall. They move on to the winners bracket semifinal later today. They'll face FaZe Clan. And now I believe, I want to get confirmation, but I believe Splyce will now fall to the losers bracket. And I think they face Epsilon.
Yes.
Which would mean that is a,
yes,
that right there is a whole story in of itself.
No, the EU on EU, who's going to move on there? But yeah, Optic FaZe, could you be any more excited for what should be an absolute treat later this evening? A series that can certainly even top the one we just had. So much history between those two organizations dating back to what seems forever now. If you're new to Call of Duty, you're checking it out for the first time, welcome. That is going to be an absolute treat later on this evening.
That's going to be one to remember. We're at our final event of the Call of Duty World League season, and already things are beginning to build up. We still have the rest of Saturday on the horizon. We finished 2 matches of 7 on the main stage.
It's going to be a long day.
There's still a lot of Call of Duty to be played up here, and you got to think Championship Sunday is in the back of everyone's mind. Make it there, and you have a chance at the title.
Well, there are a couple people here with 2 Call of Duty Championship rings. One, Damon Karma Barlow. We got him on stage.
We got Karma here on the main stage, fresh off of a victory in front of one of the biggest crowds we have seen this year. And I have a few questions for you. Stage 1 champions up against the Stage 2 champions. How heavy was that pressure going into that matchup?
Well, obviously every other time we've played them, I think it's won a last map, 3-2, and we've won every time, and that's kind of how this series went, you know. They won the retail against us again. I think we won Scorch this time though, right? Yeah, we won Scorch. So we didn't go down 0-2 this time, and I don't know, I feel like we kind of gave away some maps there, but we clutched up in the end, and that's all that matters, and they're a great team.
Yeah, and one of the things now, when we actually look down the rest of the road for you guys, you're starting to move through this upper portion of the bracket, but you guys haven't been able to do it yet. You have not won champs yet. How heavy is that weighing on you guys? Is that pressure something that's going on when you're actually inside of these games on comms?
Honestly, it might have right there. I know I was getting pretty pissed that match. We all were kind of getting mad at each other a little bit, but it was kind of just, I don't know, we were kind of playing all over the place. You know, we weren't playing to our potential, but it also could have been them playing really well. And we're just not thinking about the pressure at all. And this is the best we've looked at any champs yet, so you got to be confident, right?
Heard it from Karma, the best that they have been looking at any champs. Is this going to be the year for Optic? I'm going to throw it back to the casters, and we will find out soon.
Thank you very much, Rich. Great to hear, of course, from Karma.